Hello, loves. So, Susan, I feel you. And this isn't a video of here's practices for what you can do about it. I'm going to create some of those, but I really just wanted to hop on and upload something really quickly to say 100%. What you are expressing, what I'm remembering, and what I'm hearing of what you expressed is, in some ways, this time of forced isolation has been really, really, really sweet. There is a part of our being that longs for the reason, the valid excuse of, I am withdrawing away. I am turning inward. I am turning away from all the activity, and I'm just going to allow myself to rest and to only do things for me and to really radically claim my boundaries and my space and my mental space and my everything, my activities. And that's really, really sweet. And there's a part of all of us that just yearns for that. And once we're there, it's so delicious that it's like, oh, you want me to leave? And I just wanted to name that's normal and what I'm going to invite and the practices that I'm going to record are going to. My belief is that the way we move forward is to stay rooted in that place of deep rest and the deep well and the being held by by that solitude and by that sweetness and by whatever you received in the time of turning away from all that was too much or too loud or threatened your health and your wellness, turning away from all of that to turn towards yourself, your health, your wellness, your sanctity of your home and of your inner space. And the way to move forward and not get burnt out, just like I mentioned in the other video, as we move from this deep place of yin, the season of yin, into spring, the season of yang, there is a longing that says, now, wait a second, how do I'm feeling like there's some excitement. I'm feeling like I can't wait to see the flowers and I can't wait until it's warm and I can go walking and biking and hiking, like all the things, right? And meet people outside but how? Like that seems like a lot. How do I stay deeply rooted in the yin? And as I've mentioned before, what my teacher says is the way all right action and right proportion has to come from the deep, deep holding and the deep well of yin. And it's not like you get your second shot and you're out, right? I mean, maybe for some people, but it doesn't have to be that way. And my invitation for you is to really start to cultivate and to start to slowly emerge. And each time you receive an invitation or you feel a call forward of, ooh, I could do this, really return to that deep well and look inward and go, is that what I'm being called to in the moment? Practice for the next 2 months are really a threshold that we can step through. You get your second shot. You now have immunity after 2 weeks, of that second shot. You are physically protected, but are you mentally? Are you emotionally protected? Because there is a lot of overstimulation out in the world. It can be in your inner world too, but in many ways it comes from out there. And too much of anything is poison. Too much of movement will lead to physical injury. Too much of meditation, you sit so much that you don't know how to interact with people anymore. That's my problem. So being careful of what is poisonous to your body, your mind, and your emotional well-being. And in so many ways, this downtime, this isolation, this pandemic has allowed us to turn away from the poisons and not have to communicate what our preference is, because duh, like we're all in the same boat. There's a pandemic. I'm not going out. I'm not seeing you. That's it. Very, very clear where that boundary is. But now the health boundary, the physical boundary that was so easy to communicate, is just becoming a little bit more fluid. And that can be scary. Because it was easier before. And what I invite you to do, if you've taken any of my boundaries workshops, is to turn towards those practices of what are boundaries that keep me in, but don't keep the world out. What periphery? How close? How close? maybe most people need to be way over there, because if I answer the phone, they're gonna invite me out, and I'm gonna end up just going rather than saying, now wait a second, do I want to do this? Boundaries that keep you in rather than other people out. This is the time to it's not the rigid boundary anymore of there's a global pandemic, I can't do that. Now, luckily or unluckily, I believe in you. I believe you have the tools to turn inward and say, what is the proper boundary for this person in this moment? In my life, do I have energy? Do I have the social capacity to interact? If not, it's a no. You don't even have to, doesn't matter that you're vaccinated. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter doesn't matter that you haven't seen this person in 7 months or 12 months or whatever it is. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The urgency of catching up and doing, and it's a false urgency. Where is there to go? You've been here the whole time. Don't lose yourself. Don't lose this sweetness that you've cultivated. And if you find yourself getting up and out with all of the options, turn inward. And I think the real struggle here is the language of, well, how do I communicate these things, right? And all the practices in the world that I could upload for you wouldn't give you the precise language that is real for you. But what I invite everybody so often is to, it's just my preference, or I'm not available for that right now. If people don't respect those two phrases, there is a much deeper issue and a much deeper evaluation that you need to do of where this person actually is in your life. It's just my preference. I'm not available for that right now. There's some of the language. Make it yours. Utilize it. Look in the mirror and practice. It's uncomfortable. And something that I'm running into with someone that's very close to me is that this person feels like when their brother calls them that they should always answer. No. I know the same person, if he calls me, I don't have the capacity to answer. I can send a text, and that's enough, because I still have a relationship with that person, but I'm not constantly available, and it's on my terms. It keeps me in. It doesn't keep him out, right? So this is the time that just because you can see people doesn't mean you need to. Just because you can go for a walk or you can go out to eat, is that really what you want to do? And if you are hesitating at all, that's where I invite you to just even name, I don't know what's on my schedule. Let me get back to you by this evening or by tomorrow morning. Buy yourself some time to figure out the language, okay? And to figure out what's actually honoring you in the moment. Because you don't know what your boundaries will be in 2 weeks after being fully vaccinated. You might have so much energy that you want to see everybody, and you might not. And it'll take, I just want to say, you can't really mess up, okay? The mess up now is no longer death of a, pandemic disease. you can't mess up. You can go out there and you can be in the world and you can be like, this is too much for me, and you can go home. You can go home. No other explanations needed. I'm feeling overstimulated. I've been living in a global pandemic for 12 months. I'm feeling overstimulated and I'm just having some anxiety being out in public again. It's just honestly really weird for me. I need to go home. That's my safe place. Here's some language, borrow it. I hope that helps. I am gonna upload some like meditative so you can feel it into your body type of thing. But maybe we should, if it doesn't help, if it doesn't help and it's more than just one or two of you that are like, I could use some practice on this, let me know in the like in the little chat thing below, and we will schedule a time that we can all get together and practice, because practicing with people that will respect it is way easier than practicing with people that you're worried you're going to have some pushback towards. Okay. This is what community looks like. We are supporting each other and creating healthy boundaries and communicating authentically. This is important. I'm so grateful for you voicing this, and what a great time for practice. All right. We will gather, we will do it, and I celebrate you and your truth. All right. See you soon. So much love to you.